Happy Friday from the swing. Oh my God, I got so much to share. There is a cool thing that's happened and I'm pretty excited about it, like I always am. But, and hey, disclaimer, I am learning so much, but I'm just sharing my journey, and hopefully the tips and things that I'm sharing make you excited about trying your own thing. But I don't know, about a year ago, if you've been following along, I posted about orchestrated intelligence, the idea that we would have this kind of horizontal layer of business operations, merging the revenue operations and the customer journey together, but then there would be this kind of vertical layer vertical layer, yeah, vertical goes up and down, vertical layer that would be kind of the orchestrator, and at the time thinking about maybe an agent or at least some governance that would help bring, the whole horizontal layer together. Well, God, it seems like this is all coming together. So what was it? A couple months ago, I started building 4 months ago, I did my OpenClaw, shared my journey there, how hard it was. I'll talk about that in a second. But then also just about a month ago, I started building an MCP layer for a personal MCP layer, which is basically kind of taking a set of MD files, which is what drives all agents, that is linked to you and how you work, the tools, the context, the roles, the tools that you use, the skills, your tone. Like, you actually kind of create this collection of files that you can point any LLM together, right? So kind of bridging the gap of like, okay, I'm in Claude or I'm in OpenAI, and I want to be able to have a skill that points to my MCP layer for me personally, so it knows my projects and everything, so I don't have to repeat myself, because God, it was so frustrating. And so on that, like OpenClaw, which I heard this great kind of analogy back in the 70s or 80s, when computers were starting, and you bought yourself a Tandy, what is it, Tandy? I can't even remember the name, but you basically got a motherboard and you had to build your computer. That was kind of like what OpenClaw was like. OpenClaw was basically a local version of kind of these harnessed, captured systems that you could then link to a model, but you had to do everything. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a long time to get Jerry and Sally and Stan working together. And they're by far not perfect. I haven't had the time to put in, but there's that concept. So what's happening now is this kind of horizontal layer is happening. I talked about Ramp and Block and a couple other companies that are really starting to put the horizontal layer across the organization, but focused on building skills that help their employees, the departments. Everybody's trained on the same skill outcomes with AI. So looking at it again, the goal, pushing revenue, not just efficiency. But anyway, so there's this kind of shifting towards this mindset. And what's exciting at which I'm really excited about, at work with our Glean product, which is this horizontal layer. It's more of a knowledge tool, but it's armed with agents. You can build agents. What really is the key here is building this skill pool that you can actually then share with all of your teams, and then everybody's working together. Again, it's so funny. It's knowledge management for AI, right? It's this intellectual swarming of the business knowledge through your agent. But what I love is this next piece, and this is what I'm going to start building, is this more agent OS. And it's kind of like the MCP, personal MCP, but it is a little more in depth, and I'll share more about it when I kind of get rolling on it. But it's basically building the harnessed toolkit for you to be able to point your model of choice. And remember, all models run on these kind of flat files that you can own. Like, you don't have to be a slave to the model and what you get. And honestly, the power of being able to control these Markdown files collected in kind of this OS collection allows you so much more output strength, because you're not having to kind of rebuild the wheel. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but the memory in some of these things, if you're working on chats, I want to talk next Friday, I'm going to talk about token economics, because I'm actually starting to get into how the costing of tokens is kind of, because it's expensive. I don't know if you've played with the new Claude design. I did one prompt kind of retweaking a website I'm building, and I ran out of tokens before it was done. Anyway, super cool stuff. If you're interested, let me know. I'd love to connect. I want to learn and help. And if I did something wrong or said something wrong, call me out. I want to learn. But hope this is helping you. Having fun sharing with Friday on the Swing. Lee from XM Elevation on my AI journey. And have a great day.